Yo, what is up guys, it's me Zach Lee and welcome to day 13 of the 2017-2018 NBA season. Not exactly sure why some of you are surprised. I mean, I've been telling you and letting you guys know before the season started that the Pistons were going to be good again this year, but apparently I was the crazy one for saying that. The Detroit Pistons beat the Golden State Warriors last night, and no, I'm not overreacting because they beat the Warriors. They beat the Warriors last year and they weren't good. Any team can beat any other team on any given night. We all know this. I'm making this video because the Pistons are just legit looking really good right now. The fact that they were able to go to LA and beat the Clippers and then turn around the next night and beat the Warriors at the Oracle, that's something the Pistons would have never been able to do for like the past 7 or 8 years. We would have gotten blown out each and last every single time. I'm just telling you guys though, defensively, especially since Andre Drummond was called out by Embiid, this team has looked amazing. There were numerous times in the fourth quarter yesterday where Stephen Curry was just completely shut down. Most of it did have to do with Avery Bradley because he wouldn't even give Steph enough room to get a shot off in the final minutes of the game. It's easy to look at the box score and see the Warriors shot 57% from the floor and say the Pistons played no defense, but then you look and the Pistons also made the Warriors turn the ball over 25 times last night, and 16 of those times were because of steals. The Pistons are actually just a really good defensive team right now. The offense can be a little shaky at times, but the defense has always been there to keep the opposing team in check until the offense catch up. That being said though, I am also realistic. The Pistons are good, they're better than they have been in a long time, but no, I do not think we are championship contenders. And yes, the Warriors are clearly still the better team. And speaking of the Warriors, they are having one of their biggest weaknesses exposed early in the season once again: offensive rebounding. I mentioned how the Dubs shot 57% from the floor last night, right? And yet they still lost? Yeah, well, that's because of turnovers. First off, they have been kind of sloppy taking care of the ball so far this year, and also because of offensive rebounding. They gave up 17 to the Pistons yesterday. You could say it's because of Drummond. He had 8 alone last night, and I'm sure Drummond had a big part to do with that. But this has also been a recurring theme throughout most of their games so far. They are giving up way too many offensive rebounds, which also means the other team is putting up way more shots than the Warriors, which is keeping other teams in the game. For example, when they played Toronto, Golden State had the lead, but they were never able to pull away because the Raptors kept getting all of those offensive rebounds. So the Golden State Warriors are for sure still trying to get 100% in gear. Steve Kerr said yesterday that it just didn't matter enough for the Warriors until like the final 6 minutes when they were on the verge of losing. Before that, they had a double-digit lead in the third quarter, but let the Pistons right back into the game. Still though, none of this takes away from what the Pistons did last night either. They still played a great game, because even if the Warriors aren't at 100%, if they're like 90% like they were last night, it's still a tough task to beat them. The Warriors might have a little bit of rust to get off, but the Cavs have a lot more than just some rust to get off. LeBron said after the Cavs lost to the Pelicans that he wasn't worried about the team at all. He's not scared about it and they're fine. But after this, I mean, I'm not worried yet, but the Cavs need to try and start waking up, especially on the defensive end. Y'all got blown out by the New York Knicks 114-95, pretty much back-to-back 20-point losses. What month is this for me? October? I'm not about to go crazy over right now. It's too long of a season. I've been a part of this way too many times. Guys are scoring at will against us. Our defense is pretty bad right now. That's what LeBron said after the loss yesterday. A bit of a different tone than he had after the loss to the Pelicans, and I guess if you're a struggling player and you need a team to get going against, you just gotta wait for your team to play against the Cavs right now. A couple nights ago, they let Etuan Moore and Drew Holiday get going against them, and last night, they graciously let Tim Hardaway Jr. do the same. Hardaway had been shooting 27% so far on the season. The man was able to score 24 points in the first half against the Cavs last night and finished with 34. I can understand Porzingis getting his 32 points and 12 rebounds. There's not much you can do about that, but to let Hardaway do that to you after how badly he's been playing this season, yo, the Cavs really gotta wake up soon. It doesn't matter if it's only the first few games of the regular season. This just shouldn't be acceptable. If the Warriors are upset with themselves for not playing their absolute best right there, there is no way that the Cleveland Cavaliers should be so chill about getting blown out by 20 by the Knicks and the Pelicans. I'm kind of mad at myself for not watching all of this one yesterday. I think I stopped watching like midway through the third quarter to go eat before the Pistons game came on, and that might have been a mistake. Still no Kawhi Leonard for the Spurs, but Popovich said that he could come back soonish, whenever that is. They're still a good team without him, but he just makes that extra difference when they have him. But oh well, the Pacers went out and did exactly what they were supposed to do last night: play hard and compete. And this Pacers team is really fun to watch, and I can't wait until Miles Turner comes back so we can see what they're like at 100%. By the way, Sabonis used to be a bench player when Turner played. Now though, I think Thaddeus Young will be demoted to the bench in favor of Sabonis once Turner comes back, because I don't know what it is, but there are games where Sabonis literally just doesn't miss. This is already the third time this year that he has shot 100% from the field. 9 for 9. 22 points and 12 rebounds. The kid is good, and Oladipo is pretty good too. This Paul George trade actually might have been one of the best things that could have happened for Indy if these two guys keep playing like this. Oladipo finished with 23 points, including hitting the game-winning 3 to get the Pacers the 97-94 victory over San Antonio. The fight for the playoffs in the Eastern Conference is going to be pretty interesting this year. If Middleton could play anything close to like he played last night, just a bit more, I'm sure Giannis would greatly appreciate it. Middleton was playing like a jump shooting version of Giannis last night. 27 points, 9 assists, and 7 rebounds. He had really been struggling to start the season, and I know some Bucks fans were saying that if they trade anyone on the team, it should be him. While I don't think one great game changes that, I do think this is a good sign. I mean, it's not like he was terrible to start the season. He just wasn't anything special. I don't expect him to average anything close to what he did last night, but if he could just play a bit better than he has been playing, get back to his fringe all-star status, that would be great. As for Giannis though, he just did his thing once again last night. The Hawks triple teamed him in the paint, and he still rose up and dunked on all of them. At that point, the Hawks should have just walked off the court and accepted defeat. If a guy ever literally dunks on your entire team, like, why are you still trying? Just go home and get ready for the next game. Giannis had 33 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists last night, and scary sight as he attempted 3 triples, making one of them. Maybe this is a sign that he's starting to get some range. 117-106 was the final score. Not sure if this was pent-up frustration from the Wizards over their loss to the Warriors the other night, or if it was John Wall trying to teach De'Aaron Fox a lesson. Wall has already said how much he likes Fox and thinks his playstyle reminds him of his own, but if this was a lesson, it might have been just a tad bit harsh. The Wizards let the Kings know from the jump that they had no chance in this game. 48 minutes of complete domination that led to a 110-83 win. Wall, who had been struggling with his shot the past few games, made 7 of his 12 attempts last night for 19 points and 9 assists in only 26 minutes, while also hounding Fox on the other end, who got the start in place of George Hill last night, who sat out the game. Fox had his worst game so far with 1 of 8 shooting, 2 points, and 4 turnovers. That's some learning experience. Finally, Jamal Murray woke up. Dude wasn't able to make a shot to save his life before this game. He showed glimpses towards the end of last season that he could become the scorer that we all thought he could become, and I thought he was going to have a breakout year this year, and maybe he will. Maybe this was the game he needed to break out. 26 points on 8 of 14 shooting for him last night. Really good game. Jokic had 21 points and 14 rebounds, and the Nuggets shot 55% from deep on the night to get the 124-111 win over the regressing Brooklyn Nets. After starting off the season 3-1, they are now 3-4. Bad habits, like losing, are pretty hard to break. I talk about the Magic being better than people expected this year, and bang, next game they lose. Sounds about right. It's still the Hornets, so it's not like a bad loss or anything. They just couldn't stop Kemba Walker last night, or Dwight Howard, or Jeremy Lamb. Not even Marvin Williams or Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. I don't think Orlando tried to stop anyone on the defensive end, to be honest, as Charlotte shoots 54% from the field to get the 120-113 win. Walker with a huge night of 34 points and 10 assists, while Howard is really starting to look more and more like Orlando Dwight Howard once again. 22 points and 12 rebounds for him. Really hope he can keep this up the entire season and actually be able to stick with a team this time. But that wraps up all the action from yesterday. You guys can go vote for the player of the day by following the link down in the description box below. Just remember that only players whose team won are eligible to win player of the day. Yesterday, you guys selected DeMarcus Cousins and his 29 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists as your player of the day. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more daily NBA highlights. Stay tuned for the daily NBA news video later today, and I'll see you guys then. Peace!